This is from PlayStationLifestyle.net from Zarmina Khan. Sony doesn't have enough original IP, says company leadership. Yeah, right. Sony leadership reckons that the company doesn't have enough original IP, including its PlayStation division. The group is making a, quote, multi-billion-dollar investment into creating original content in a bid to widen its share of the entertainment industry, and in an interview with Financial Times, expressed its desire to foster new IP from the beginning. Quote,
go ahead.
Whether it's for games, films, or anime, we don't have that much IP that we fostered from the beginning, Sony's CFO, Hiroki Totoki,
that's him,
told Financial Times. We're lacking the early phase of IP, and that's an issue for us. End quote. Totoki added that Sony, as a whole, has been better at finding new audiences for existing popular IPs and thinks that the company won't grow without creating content from scratch for higher returns. While new IP is certainly welcome, these comments are a little puzzling when it comes to PlayStation, because the company has numerous game franchises that has fostered from the beginning, or could have, but they have since been abandoned. Look no further than the featured image above for some hints.
All right. Okay. So, I'm going to do a little... First of all, this comment doesn't make any sense, right? Because clearly, Sony, PlayStation specifically, has original IP that you should take care of. You have a bunch of IP just sitting on the shelf. What are you doing? But let me do a little bit of legwork for him in this statement, all right? He means Sony as a whole, which incorporates television and movies, right? And in that case, he's correct. You know, for the most part, they have Spider-Man. That's it, right?
Substantial, but yeah, could be worse.
But on the PlayStation side, what are you talking about? The Last of Us, Uncharted, Infamous, Killzone, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter. You don't have Crash Bandicoot anymore. I mean, the list just keeps going on and on and on. Gravity Rush. Resistance is a great pull, Connor. Ratchet and Clank's still doing fine. You know, I mean, like, throw a rock and you'll find something, you know? The Order, you know? Hey,
Knack could make it work now.
Knack's hanging out there somewhere. Where's Infamous? Where the fuck is Infamous? That's a cool IP. Bring it back.
The big issue is he mentions PlayStation specifically. Like, you go out of your way to mention that, it's like, well... including
and he says whether it's for games, films, or anime, we don't have that much IP that we foster from the beginning. For games, you're just objectively wrong.
Yeah.
Films or anime, okay. Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying there, right?
Like especially anime, which is a new big thing that's growing.
Yeah. Well, not new, but yeah.
It's elevated to a point it's never been before.
But Sony's a Japanese company, so it's not like they, you know, it's not like they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, but I mean, now it's even broader. Than just local.
But you know, speaking for games, you're fucking crazy. When's the last Little Big Planet game? Where are you doing with the Sackboy? You know, what are you doing? What are you doing with all those titles that you fostered during the PlayStation 1 generation?
Ape Escape.
Ape Escape. Fucking where is it? You know? So where are these things? Why don't you foster them more? Why don't you why don't you sell your IP out to let other studios have a whack at it? You're gonna tell me nobody wants to make a Jak and Daxter game? Please. Somebody wants to make a Jak and Daxter game. Infamous. Helldivers. Concord.
So many.
So there's a bajillion franchises you could bring back and revive. So many that I'm missing. Siphon Filter. You know, you keep thinking of new franchises and go, the hell are you talking about, dude? So yeah, this statement is puzzling. It's weird. It's out of touch. But for other aspects of the business of Sony, I understand what they're talking about. But as soon as you bring up games, you're insane, dude. What are you talking about? You're insane. So a weird quote to be sure. And I think it's showing of that, like, Sony is not taking the time to care about what they should care about, you know?
Yeah.
And that's upsetting. Bloodborne. Do they own that one or does FromSoft own that?
Yeah.
I think they have to own it, right?
They have, you would think. But,
yeah.
I mean,
because otherwise FromSoft would do something with it.
Yeah, I think there was some like story I remember reading. I feel like that it was like
something they said. One of the FromSoft guys recently was talking about how, like, we hear you. All right, stop asking us about Bloodborne. It's not us.
I think it was like From Software would do that. They're interested in that, but they're already doing their new things. You know, they don't really want to go back and do a port where Sony
They
can just do that.
they also want to build things that they already control,
Yeah.
and like with every other major developer / publisher out there, they don't want to do exclusivity really ever again.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think FromSoft benefited from Bloodborne.
Nope.
Prestige for sure, which is great. You know, but financially, I think they feel they took a loss on Bloodborne.
If they're not capitalizing on it, I guess so. Yeah. But still, it's kind of stupid to not do a PC port, something that people have been asking for. That's easy pipeline to money. People are going to buy it. So
Sony, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's a PlayStation thing. You don't
Yeah.
You don't need FromSoft to port.
Yeah,
A game.
no.
You've got porting houses for that.